Hi, Guelph Moms. It's Tamsen. Welcome to the Tamsen Connects Guelph Moms podcast. I've put this together for the members of the Guelph Moms Supporting Moms Facebook group. I hope that you find it useful and helpful. I'm connecting members of the group with each other and with resources and with fun ideas for things like self-care and keeping kids busy while we're trying to work from home, where our kids might be, we might be homeschooling, our kids might be homesick. So I hope you find this helpful. If you would love to suggest another topic, get in touch with me, give me feedback. If you'd love to be a guest, you can always contact me through the Guelph Mom Supporting Moms Facebook group or private message me on Facebook. And you could also reach me through email, tamsen@tamsenconnects.com. So I hope you enjoy the episode. Welcome. Okay, hi Guelph Moms. I have Penny Norkett. She's a local mom here. She is going to share some things about tapping, partially to reduce anxiety, but she's also, I'm somebody who's heard of tapping, but I will just say I basically know nothing about it. So she's going to introduce us to it and all the things that it can do for us and give us a little bit of a tutorial, I suppose. It sounds very official, but you're going to teach us stuff. So I'll give you a chance if you could introduce yourself, but I'd like you to start with something that you're really grateful for about being a mom in Guelph. And I'll just say we're recording on the 26th of October. There's lots of discussions going on about what Halloween is going to be like. And I'm really grateful, especially in the Guelph Mom Supporting Moms group, that there's a lot of people choosing to do, I think, a lot of different things, but we're all, fairly accepting that different decisions are right for different families. So I will say I'm glad that I live in Guelph and that there are options.
And it's so funny you're saying Halloween. We just discussed that on the weekend, what we're going to do. Yeah. So I'm a mom and a grandma, and so the little ones are, we're having them come over separately and doing like an Easter egg hunt in the backyard. And so I'll be putting little bags of, like my grandson is 2, so like for a 2-year-old in the like a little car, and my granddaughter is so into My Little Pony, so I'll be hiding like My Little Ponies and stickers and things like that. So they're gonna come in costume and be able to still celebrate Halloween, but just in a totally different way. Mm-hmm. And then for the neighborhood kids, we're putting a table at the end of our driveway and making up the bags and putting them there.
Yeah, it's a hard call. We don't want to be feeling like we're taking stuff away from our kids, right? And it's so easy to kind of, when we have to adjust, to feel that way, but we're doing the best we can, not only for our own kids, but for other moms and their kids, right?
And they're gonna love it. They don't know, like mine are young, like my grandson will not really remember last year. And my granddaughter, she only went to 6 houses last year at 3, so at 4. Okay. So we're walking to nannies. That's cool.
Awesome. Yeah, my son is 9, so he kind of is into Halloween, but it's funny, he likes giving the stuff out at the door and going around with his friend who lives in the neighborhood. So both of those things we're not doing, but we're gonna make it fun somehow.
Yeah, you can make it fun. And when my son was ill, that was during Halloween time was usually a very not fun time for him.
Okay.
Because he was ill at that, but he did enjoy going out, and he would just go a little bit and just getting the costume. It really didn't. He couldn't actually eat the candy, but he wanted to go out and just be with friends and kind of have a little bit of normalcy. And he too enjoyed giving out the candy, and that was one of his highlights. So
yeah, cool. So is there anything else that you are happy about being a mom in Guelph about, or even a grandma in Guelph?
I am so well, and it's funny because we were just chatting before about the gratitude of realizing how important taking care of ourselves is. When my son was ill for like over 5 years, that's actually one of the reasons I love tapping so much, because his solution was he did acupuncture. And tapping is acupuncture without the needles. But during that whole 5-year span of when he had to drop out of high school and was so ill and had his head on the pillow, couldn't lift it up, I felt so guilty. And I felt guilty about doing something nice for myself. I felt guilty about being happy. I thought, how can I be happy if my son is ill? And all of these is so wrong. It was making my son feel worse for feeling that he was making me not do things for me. So this is what I just did for me. I turned my
Your
hair
pink hair. Awesome.
and I feel great about it. And it's like each person is something different that you do for yourself. But if you have children that are ill, it's okay to be happy. It's okay to do something for yourself, and both your child and you will benefit the more you take care of yourself.
Okay. And that, I guess, I'll give you a second just to talk about who you are and then head into the tapping. But I would like to also maybe when we start the tapping stuff, you're talking about sick kids, like what parts of this should we do for ourselves and can we teach our kids? Maybe we should get into that as well, if we can, if we have time.
Yes, you can. Okay, I can't wait to start sharing.
Okay, yes. Tell us a little bit about who you are and then what tapping is in general, and we'll go from there. Thanks.
Okay, so my name is Penny, and I'm always evolving. And at the moment, I am helping women turn the second half of their life into the best half of their life. And I thought my life I was too old to learn. I thought at 40 that was it. Okay, you've reached your pinnacle in your career, and you're a mom, and you're doing all this stuff, and I was happy. I didn't realize that there was actually more in life for me to discover. And just this year, I discovered a love for painting. And when I do something big. And so I'm doing these. There's so many wonderful people in this area. I didn't know that 5 foot by 4 foot canvas would not fit into my vehicle. And yet, so here I am at Michael's, and this kind couple come up with this big truck, and they said, do you need any help? And I go, well, my husband's going to come. We're going to try to rope it to the roof. And they're going, it can fit in our truck. And I said, well, it's 20 minutes from where we are. He goes, that's okay. And they drove me home with this massive canvas, and they wouldn't take any money. They just said, enjoy the painting. And I did. So I made like a massive painting, and I haven't stopped. I keep painting and painting. So right now I'm actually, my favorite thing to do is painting. And I'm turning it in. I've actually had 2 people buy paintings for me. So it's,
oh, wow, nice.
It's lots of fun. So that's really what I'm up to now. I love essential oils. I love tapping. I love combining all my loves together. And today, I just want to share what tapping's all about.
Perfect. So you've already mentioned it's kind of like acupuncture with needles, which for people who don't like needles, I'm sure that's great. No, I've had acupuncture before. And so to me, and as a very novice person, it's just kind of there are points in our body that have nerves or other things that it's really interesting how connected our bodies are and to our emotions and to our mental health and all of that. I remember going to a chiropractor, my knee hurt, and he did something at the top of my back and my knee stopped hurting. So it's cool how our body is all connected in ways that we may not consider. So I will let you take it from here. That was my little, I don't know anything.
That's okay. And it is so true. And so I always deny my woo. It's like, what's going on? But what we're doing is tapping on the meridian point. So instead of putting needles in, we can just do it with our hands. I don't like pain, and I like to solve things very quickly and painlessly. So this is something that you can do, anyone can do. You can do it on behalf of somebody else. Okay. That's the really cool part. So if your son is having a bad day and can't calm down, you can tap on yourself. And it can help your son because your energy that you're feeling, your son can feel it too. And it is just as you calm down, they can calm down too. Mm-hmm. So this is, and it's something, so tapping is, it's a relaxation technique. It's a meditation. It is something that you have your tips of your fingers at all times. You can do it anytime. And there's even really cool tapping that you don't even touch any points. You just imagine yourself tapping. It is amazing. So you don't have to feel like, I don't know if you've seen tappers before and they're tapping all over and you go, I don't know where body parts, where to touch and all this stuff. There's absolutely no right or wrong way to tap. So this is.
Okay, well, we'll cut it there. My husband walked in and now walked out. And yes, as you said, what happens when you work from home? So, and I'll just pause there and say, I think there was something about being pain-free. And I will say I have had acupuncture before and it was never painful. So just in case there are some real acupuncture fans here, I don't want to leave the impression that it hurts. But needles, you think needles would hurt? So.
And I've actually had it, and there are some points that do hurt. So it really depends how deep they go, what issue that they're dealing with. And it can be pain-free. But this is, if you are afraid of needles, this is the same thing that can happen, and you can do it for yourself. Can do it with someone else, which is always more powerful. Strength in numbers, and someone guides you through it. But you can do it on your own, and if you and little kids can do it. I am safe now. And just do a little finger tapping themselves, and that is. Because as we were saying, that the meridian points, so each different points of the body relates to something else, and it also relates to your emotions. And so fear is a really big emotion for both children and adults. And what happens is, the flight and when you're fight,
flight, freeze, or fawn. I have now been schooled that there are now four things that happen that are automatic fear responses. But yes, I think that's where you were going, right?
And it was like, oh, this is Halloween, so it was like the freeze, the flight, the
yes.
And so the blood goes right to your feet, and so so if you are in fear, the blood just rushes down to your feet. And so when we're tapping all on your face, this is bringing the blood flow back, and so that you can get back into a better state, and to not feel like you have to run away.
Your higher level brain function rather than the I need to kill you or run.
Right. So that's basically what it is. It's acupuncture without the needles, and it's a meditation. It is very simple. Anyone can do it. I taught my mom at 83, 84 to do tapping. And she had been so terrified to come to Toronto, through Toronto, based on a silly belief. My sister died in a car accident in Toronto, so she had this fear Toronto is scary and people drive bad. She lived in Montreal, so let me tell you, there's no, it doesn't matter where you live. There's cars or drivers and things happen, but she was so terrified. So I was able to teach her tapping, and she was able to come for the first time visit us by knowing how to do tapping. She was able to get over her fear, which she had had for over 40 years, to be able to come and visit. And to me, family's priceless, and to be able to get over fears, reduce stress is just simply life-changing. So now she can come visit. And it was like, we don't realize the emotions, some of the memories that we keep in us, why we don't do something. It's in the back of our head, and it's trapped inside us. And tapping allows us to release it. Okay. So would you allow me to just start tapping?
Absolutely. So what do we need to think about before we get started? Like, we should probably be in a place where we're not going to be interrupted, or what do we need to do?
That really helps to be grounded. If you have anything, like if you know how to ground yourself, like it depends I don't know how spiritual people are in the group or not, but ground yourself. So this is a spoon, You can rub a spoon on the bottom of your feet. This is from Eden Energy Medicine. You can rub a spoon on the bottom of your feet to ground yourself. And this is really good to do in winter when you can't just go outside in nature and get grounded.
Okay.
That's so just put your feet right on the ground. So just ground yourself.
Yeah, I'm awkward in this chair. It's a little high, but I know like I do meditations, and I know I'm better if everyone else has gone to bed and I'm upstairs at the kitchen table, because my feet lie flatter and it just definitely feels more solid, right? Okay.
Excellent. So you ground yourself. And then which one are we going to just go through like, do you want to do tapping with me?
Sure.
And
I'm here. I want to try this.
Okay.
So you mentioned a finger one for kids too, so we don't have to start with that one, but I'd like to get back to that.
No, that is just something really quick. So if you have a child that is nervous, and you can teach them a saying that feels right to them. Always, their own words are the best words to use. So if I am safe now. So with your thumb, you touch every finger and you make I am safe now.
Okay, so just 4 words you want, and then it becomes a pattern.
I am happy now. Like, you can change whatever. So if you're really, really sad and crying, and so it's like changing it up. And it's something really quick. People can do this anytime, anywhere, and nobody else really knows what you're doing. So it's a very secret way of tapping and getting yourself grounded. Get back to, I am safe now. I am safe now. And that's really what people need to feel right now, is feel safe. So much is out of our control in the world right now. And this is a beautiful way to let go of your fears. And when we're fearful, we can't think properly. And it really shuts us down. So if we can release some of this fear, it can get the flow going again and get your creativity going. And if you are doing something productive, that is one of the blessings of tapping, is to get rid of the fear and move forward. It's not that fear actually isn't that bad, but if it's stopping you from doing something and it's making you feel uncomfortable, or just procrastination is actually fear. I can do dishes, I can do this, instead of doing what you need to do. We have so many fears: fear of not being worthy, fear of not being good enough, fear of not being able to handle things. Those are all like really root fears that so many of us have. And once you let go of them and you've got the confidence, like, oh, wait a minute, then you can do anything. You can turn your hair pink. You can do a painting. You can do I have never painted a 5 foot by 4 foot painting, and I have now. And if that's in your heart to do it, go for it. Like, you can just start somewhere, start small. So what the very first thing is, you get grounded. Do you have some water with you?
Yes, water, tea. I'm hydrated.
Perfect. Because what the very first thing we need to do is, the first step is that we are going to rate the feeling of anxiety in our body, and then when we have a number, then we can we're going to reduce it, and people can follow along. So wherever they feel it in them, and then we're going to do some tapping. Setup statement. We acknowledge the negative first. May sound counterintuitive. We want to just say the affirmations. I am happy. I am carefree. But if your brain does not believe that, because there's this negative thing going on, it's like, I can't go on Facebook Live. This is too scary. I'm going to be judged. Too many people are going to be watching me. Nobody's going to be watching me. There's all these thoughts that go through your head. We have to acknowledge all of those thoughts. And then you can, once you've tapped that out, then you can go do your Facebook Live or whatever you are fearful of. You can move past it and enjoy your life. So The first thing is we're just going to do a body scan, and I actually shut my eyes to do this. May look a little weird, but just take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then imagine yourself like a mini me on the top of your head. And I just need you to just, as you breathe in and as you breathe out, start lowering yourself down into your body. So breathe in and breathe out, and breathe yourself down into your head, into your eyes, and just notice if there's any pain in your body as you move down. In and out, your neck area, your shoulders, into your chest, down into your hips, your stomach, your legs, right down to the ground. And as you've done this little body scan, was there any part of you that felt fearful?
I don't think so. I do have some aches and pains, but I don't.
Okay, so what spoke to you? Let's do, like, this is where
my shoulders are tight.
Each person is different.
My shoulders are tight and my hips are sore.
What's that?
My shoulders are tight because they always are, and my hips are sore because they mostly often are.
So hips came up first. So hips are lower, the lower body, and this is where, so I actually don't think that's fear. So you don't have fear, so we're gonna have to fake it for this. Because you're not fearful, and I don't.
Not right now. I'll say not right now.
I don't have any fear in me now either, but it's all along the same. So what you're feeling. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. What type of pain are you feeling in your hips?
2.
A 2, yeah.
And my shoulders, I know I have stuff going on in my body. I have, yeah.
How much tension is your shoulders? How much tension are you feeling in your shoulders?
My normal.
What is your normal? Scale of 1 to 10.
I'm never relaxed. I'm just saying 2. I have a pretty high pain tolerance, so I don't know what. 2 out of 10.
This is because usually 2 is I stop tapping because like, okay, you're good. So normally, but this is the thing. So this is, but I wanted to share as we go through. What are you? So if you think of something that you're fearful of, and that when you think of. So the body scan was a way to see what your body is saying that you need.
I can think of something happening to my son, and I can get really scared really fast. So.
Okay, so this is fearful for your son. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, what is that fear?
Oh, I don't even know. That's the thing that scares me the most. If I think about that, if I start running a horror movie of something horrible happening to him, boom.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, would we say 10 is a fair number?
Sure. Go for 9 because I just I hate going to the extremes. I'm too much of a scientist.
It's like, is it 11? Okay.
I need a little room to move. So.
Excellent. This is so awesome. And so where are you feeling that? If something was bad to happen to your son, where do you feel that?
My chest. I feel tight.
It's all your chest.
It wasn't there before, and then I think of something happening to my son, and I'm like.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so this is beautiful. This is what we are going to share with our audience to know that if they think of something that they're fearful of. So if they did the body scan and they have a number higher than 2 somewhere in their body, they can tap along using that. But we're going to go right now to about your son, and it's always your words. Your brain listens to your words more than anything. So if I say something that doesn't feel right, you can switch up the words.
Okay.
And I'm trying to do generic, so I'm not going to use your son's name. But even though my son, and you can fill in the blanks. So even though, like for me, even though my son Kyle has this awful migraine, I choose to love. So that was like, my fear was like when he was so ill, but that my fear was that it would not go away, and it didn't go away for over 5 years. So that was a big fear happening with me. And so for you, you have this horror story. Something might happen to your son, right? That's what we're going to go with. Okay, so the first thing is we have a number 9, and it's in your chest area, that's your heart. Like that was like he really is. Our children are our hearts walking outside our body, like truly. And so to have something bad happen to your son is big, and not being able to protect him, not being there for him. He has to, one day leave the confines of our home, and to know that he will be okay, and that you're a great mom, and that you are giving him the tools that he needs to survive in the world, like you are. That's what you're doing right now. But we are going to tap, starting with the negative, and then we're going to put in some of these positive thoughts. I just kind of said now, jumped ahead a bit, but it's more for explanation for others to know where we're going with this. And so right here, the first part is called a setup statement, and it is tapping right along from your wrist, right up to your fingers. And
does it matter which? Do you use your dominant hand, non-dominant hand? Does it matter?
It's what feels right to you.
Okay.
It's no right or wrong. It's what, and some people want to have it in a fist. Some people have it in straight. So it's whatever. So we say a setup statement 3 times, and it could be the exact same setup statement. Like if you're a brand new beginner, just saying the same thing 3 times may be enough for you. Or we can say 2 things and 3 things. It's whatever. I like to get more bang for my buck. So I like to put a bunch of things and not just one. But this is for, if you're starting out, you can use just the first one and say it 3 times. But for, we're going to do a little. So let's go. Even though. And repeat after
so we're
me.
just constantly moving?
Yeah, tapping here. Going, you repeat after me. Even though I have this number 9 fear.
I have a number 9 fear.
Of something bad happening to my son.
Of something bad happening to my son.
I choose.
To love.
Honor.
And
accept myself. Even though I can feel it in my chest. A tightness. I choose. To love, honor, and accept myself. Even though my very worst fear is something happening to my son. I choose to love, honor, and accept myself. Now the next point is, I'm going to take my glasses off, is it's the eyebrow point. It's a little bone area right above your eyebrow. You can use 1 hand, 2 hands. Most of the famous people doing this use just 2 hands because it looks more professional to show their face. But me, I want more bang. My name's Penny. I want more bang for my buck. I use all fingers and lightly strum because I want as many meridian points to be touched. And we just say something that a fear that comes up is like, what if I can't protect him?
Okay. Well, I'm going to take my glasses off. I can't see anything. You tell me if it looks like I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, you're perfect.
Okay.
What if something happens to my son?
What if something happens to my son?
Side of the eye. So this is right where the bone is.
I can't see.
I know. This is me back and forth. So on the side of the eye, right where the bone is, you tap right here.
Okay.
Right here. And both sides and go, I can't protect him all the time.
I can't protect him all the time.
Under the eyes. And
Okay.
again, right where the bone is. And just, this is a very sensitive spot, so very lightly. I can't be with him 24/7.
I can't be with him 24/7.
Under the nose. And this is where you can purse your lip and tap right here, like purse your lip down and under the nose. What if I'm not there for him?
What if I'm not there for him?
Chin point. It's a little crease in your chin.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. I don't want something bad to happen to him.
I don't want something bad to happen to him.
He's such a sweet little guy. I don't want anything bad to happen to him.
I don't want anything bad to happen to him.
I love him so much.
I love him so much.
Now we move down to the collarbone point. You find your collarbone and you move out. So then just tap here. Okay. You can also use the flat of your hand if that's more comfortable for you. And this is, I wish the doctors were better. I wish they knew. I wish they could help him more.
I wish things were more in my control.
I wish things were more in my control. I hate that. Well, okay, no, this is what's coming up for me because this is, yeah. So like I felt,
we have different
I did
things.
feel helpless that the doctors didn't have the answers. The doctors didn't know everything. And I was really fearful that something really bad was happening to my son. So I am, yeah, I don't know if this relates, if you can feel
I
this.
hate that I don't know what might happen. I hate that I have horror movies that go on in my head that probably will never happen.
Yeah, this is right. Like, it's like our imagination is worse than reality. I hate
that something's going to happen to me and he has to deal with it.
Oh, wow, that's powerful. I am afraid something's going to happen to me.
Or his dad, and he has to deal with
that. And he won't have an advocate for him. I kind of froze there.
Yeah, I lost you for a bit.
Okay, we're back. Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back. Okay, now this one is the underarm. So it's hand under the arm. It's right, like chicken wings. It's right along the bra line.
Wait, okay, bra. And you just...
And this is
what you just like do. That kind of with the other. Or,
some people do this. Some people cross arms.
Yeah.
Some people do it this way. I do the chicken arms. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm a chicken.
Feels like a hug this way.
Yeah, this is like a nice big hug, and it's like, oh my gosh, what would happen if something happened to us? Who would care?
Yeah,
for my
what
son?
would happen? What would happen to him if something happened to?
Who would love him as much as I love him?
No one.
Yeah, like that's a big fear.
No one can love him as much as I love him.
I love the kid to death. He's my heart. He's my heart walking out of my body. But this fear isn't helping me.
This fear is not helping me.
It's not serving me. And I'm starting to let it go.
And I'm starting to let it go.
The next point, I'm going to back up a little bit.
Okay.
This one, so many people with tapping don't show it, and this is one of the best this is the best one for fear. It's under your rib cage right here.
Okay. Yeah, it felt when at the beginning it really did feel, as soon as I thought of something bad happening, it felt like here. So I can, yeah, if we're trying to activate something happening.
So right here.
I'm not showing it, but you are, so.
Yeah, so tap right here. Okay. And go, yeah, there's so many possibilities of what could happen to him.
There are so many possibilities of things that could happen to him.
And it's like a continuous loop. This horror story in my head.
Yes, the horror story in my head needs to stop playing, and it doesn't want to.
It just keeps playing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not serving him.
It's not serving him.
It's not serving him. It's not serving me.
It's not serving me.
It isn't serving me. And I'm ready to let some of this fear go.
And I'm ready to let some of this fear go. And hope it stays gone for a long, long time.
Okay. And I want to know if people are yawning now or laughing. Laughing is a release. It's coming out of you. Some people cry. Some people have to go to the bathroom. It truly is different things for different people. But top of the head, this is irrational fear.
Okay.
This doesn't make sense. I don't have to be fearful.
I don't have to be fearful.
He's going to be okay.
He's going to be okay, and there's more fear than makes sense.
It doesn't make sense to be fearful. We've managed so far.
We've managed so far.
And he's an amazing child.
And he's amazing. He is.
He's an amazing kid.
This feels weird.
It feels weird? He is an amazing kid, though. He's like
just where I just feel like I need to move.
So you can just go around, in a circle around the top of your head, and then take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out, and let it go. Just let this fear go. Take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, what is your fear of something happening to your son?
It's lower, definitely. But I don't want to, I can tell, I can go back to that thought and I don't want to, but I don't have to, which is nice.
You have to. So now you felt it, right? You can feel what's going on in your body. Take a sip of water as you have released some of this irrational fear. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't serve anybody. That you feeling nervous about him, the anxiety about something happening to him doesn't serve you.
The things we can't control, right? A lot of our suffering, we torture ourselves about things we can't control.
We can't, and it doesn't. And the sooner we realize that we can let this go and focus on what we can control, focus on providing him a loving family, focus on providing him a loving home, focus on teaching him tools that he can use. Example, teaching him how to do the little bit of tapping himself. He's 9. He can learn tapping. It's something that kids can do. It's really is so super simple, and it really is your words. And it really doesn't matter if you remember all the tapping points. Your body can instinctively know that you only need to tap on your fingers like this. They have, this is a little off topic, but if you feel guilt and grief, there's different fingers that you can tap on if you have cravings, except for food cravings, but the middle finger is for cravings, addictions. That's at the top of your middle finger, and it was.
Well, I lost you again.
And when it's like. So you just tap on the, if heartache is the baby finger, just tap on the little finger there. And so you can tap on spots just there, one finger, one spot. There's so much of tapping. I can't cover it all in 30 minutes, but it's just like, this is just to give you an introduction of what, so you went from a 9 to maybe a 5. And if we had more time, I would do a second round because I would like to bring you down to a 2. And do we have time, or do you want to tap?
I think probably by now we're over a half hour of recording.
See, every time we get together, there's so much, and it goes.
And honestly, I have the feeling right now, after that, I kind of want to let it sit. Like, I don't even want it, like, if that's what you normally would do, I'm sure there's reasons for it. But honestly, I feel like it's kind of like when you get a little bit of exercise, you want to see what happens with your muscles after. I don't know if that makes any sense, but my body is just kind of saying, I want to let this sit for a while.
Yes, sit with it. So you're not ready to let any more. You lowered your anxiety about it to a 5, but you were hyper, like as a 9, that was your worst fear ever. So get rid of it in 10 minutes is pretty profound.
Well, and I think too, part of it is when you say my fear doesn't serve me, what comes up for me is actually the little piece of it that does serve me is that I don't take him for granted.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And so I don't want to totally, oh, nothing could ever, like I do in my mind, I make sure I tell him I love him every day. And so I don't think a 9 serves me, but I think
good.
I don't want to take him for granted. Like to me, that's what that feeling tells me. My emotional educator piece is like every feeling is telling us something important.
It's good. It's good to have that. And if that's what you need but you don't need a 9, but as a 5, let's keep with that. And then eventually, if you did this a second time, you'd probably get down to a 2. But I also do want to finish with the positive part, because that is one of the fun things about tapping that makes you feel even more amazing. And and I actually said some of the things, but I do want to just repeat. We're just going to start at the eyebrow point and just go, and this is, any moms watching, do this part, at least this part. And I feel amazing.
I feel amazing.
Side of the eye. I'm a good mom.
I'm a good mom.
Under the eye. I'm teaching my child. I am my son's best teacher.
I am my son's best teacher.
Under the nose. It's okay to have all emotions.
It's okay to have all emotions.
I can be happy and I can be sad.
I can be happy and I can be sad.
I can feel good.
I can feel good.
I don't have to hold on to fear all the time.
I don't have to hold on to fear all the time.
So move this one down to your chin point.
Okay.
Down to your chin. I am amazing.
I'm amazing.
Collarbone point. I'm an awesome mom.
I'm an awesome mom.
Under the arms. I never take anything for granted.
Okay, I do my best to not take anything for granted.
I am in the process of not taking life for granted.
I'm in the process of not taking life for granted.
Chest point, right? I am doing the best I can with what I have.
I'm doing the best I can with what I have.
Top of the head. I feel amazing.
I feel amazing.
Take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. Scale of 1 to 10. How are you feeling right now? How are you feeling right now?
It's pretty good. I have to. It's funny. See, I won't say it if I don't believe it.
It is so much fun. There we go. Now I can see you again. There we go.
I'll have to. Maybe I'll leave this as a whole thing, but maybe I'll have to get chunks out for people who don't have time to listen to it, because I think it's going to be close to an hour.
Oh my gosh. This is supposed to be 30 minutes, but truly, we get together and the energy just flows, and we never know what's going to come up.
That's true, and I love that. I consider all of these. I think I put it in the write-up for the release form. Is just I see these as unpredictable opportunities. And I love conversations. And that's why I do interviews in a conversational style rather than sending you 10 questions and saying you have 2 minutes to answer each one, because I find that not as interesting, but I also find it cuts connection. Like it doesn't facilitate connection. Whereas this, I feel very connected. So it's great.
And we've had a few interviews. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth when I talk with you. And it's all good. It's all good.
It's awesome, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, we should probably wrap it up for our audience, but I did want, if you can just say, because we talked about your Facebook group, it's a free resource. With the pandemic, you're not there very much, but you are still letting new people in, and there's a ton of resources there if people need more. So if you can just let people know where to find that, and I'll try to make sure the link is in wherever I post this and write it up.
Excellent. So the group is called Claim Your Brilliance.
Okay.
And I've been doing tapping for almost 4 years. And so there are so many Facebook Lives, you just have to search it. And it's about anxiety. It's about how to get a better night's sleep, how to get yourself out of bed in the morning. I had to use that one this morning. I don't know, Monday mornings. There's a quick one that you can do, how to get out of bed in the morning, and how to start your day off well. So thank you. It's
interesting. I'm noticing I'm kind of feeling tingly. It's weird. It's neat, but
you've released it. It's like, woo. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you very, very much. Oh, and I'm sorry, you keep cutting out a little bit. You keep freezing. Are you back?
I'm here.
Okay, thank you. It was great to talk to you. So I hope you found that episode useful, fun, interesting. If you'd like to give me feedback of any sort, I'd really appreciate it. You can private message me through Facebook. You can reach me through the Guelph Moms Supporting Moms Facebook group, or you can email me at tamsen@tamsenconnects.com. And I hope to see you back here again. Bye.